Hi there. Maybe you will belong to any of these three categories. Category one, perhaps life has dealt you a hard blow and you are at that place where you don't feel happy and you're wondering to yourself, is happiness really possible in this crazy world? Category two, perhaps you've been on the good side with the universe and things have just been going splendidly well, and you're like, Eureka! I've decoded it and I've found the key to happiness. Or perhaps you are in category three, you're not really that bad. Yeah, some things have happened, but hey, you're moving on. And so you can't really say you're ecstatically happy. And then you can't even say that you're like really unhappy. You're just in the middle. Well, no matter the category that you're in, what does happiness mean to you? And how can you boost your happiness and life satisfaction? If you paused to give a thought to these two questions, then you will be glad with the announcement that I'm about to make to you. The architecture of intentional happiness is here. By the way, I'm Dima Wobi, the creator of the architecture of intentional happiness, aka the Queen of Happiness. I am a spring of happiness, enjoying my authentic life and flowing to helping, inspiring others find their happiness, live it, and enjoy happier, more satisfying life. That is why I'm excited to be announcing to you that the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show, it's here. Yes, every week I will be coming on to share with you videos and audios, converted to audios if you prefer the audio version, of evidence-based tips and interventions that can make you happier. Trust me, happiness is not just a state, it is a skill that can be learned. And on the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show, we will be learning the skills together and rocking our happiness together. Yes, happiness is a skill, and the skills can be learned, and that is what I'll be bringing to you on the Architecture of Intentional Happiness. I'm sure you've heard over and over and over again that happiness is a choice. But perhaps there have been times you've tried to exercise that choice and it didn't work. And you're like, oops, am I destined not to be happy? Yeah, happiness may be a choice, but you have to gather the skills to make that choice consistently. And those choices are not just choices of actions, it is choices of thoughts, choices of feelings, and choices of actions. So on the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show, we will be discussing how your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are related to making you happy. If I asked you, what did you think happiness was? I bet some people would say that happiness is about being happy, experiencing pleasant emotions and all of that. Yeah, that is happiness, but happiness is much more than that. Happiness is experiencing pleasant emotions, but it is also knowing how to navigate the unpleasant ones. Look, every emotion is a message. Every emotion is valid. Be it the emotion of happiness, sadness, serenity, chaos, anxiety, calmness, whatever emotions. There are really no bad or good emotions. Emotions are messages. On this Architecture of Intentional show, we will be exploring the polarity of emotions and how to get the messages from every emotions, both the good and the seemingly bad ones. Happiness is also being able to show up in the world in a way that empowers you. There's nothing happy about, living like a coward. There's nothing happy about having something to say but being afraid, having self-doubts, having self-sabotaging patterns that will not enable you to show up in the world the way you want to show up. Nah, happiness is showing up in the world in the ways that empower you. And on this show, we will be sharing evidence-based tips that will make you show up in the world the way that you want to show up. Happiness is relationship. I mean, in the longest study that has done, it has shown consistently that people who have strong quality relationships tend to be happier, live longer, and enjoy satisfying lives. So happiness is about relationships. On the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show, we will also talk about relationship, share tips on how you can first relate with yourself, with your spouses, with your children, and with other relationships that you have. Because I tell you, the more quality relationships you have, the happier you will be. Happiness, of course, is uncovering your purpose and living a meaningful life. That's why I said rocking your happiness and enjoying a more satisfying life. So we'll be doing a lot about self-discovery on this show. We'll be talking about self-help. We'll be talking about how to uncover. Sometimes people say, identify their purpose or find their purpose. This purpose lives in us. We just have to uncover it. And on the show, I will be sharing with you tips on how to uncover your purpose, your ikigai, and how to live meaningful lives. Because when you find yourself living a meaningful life, you will be a happier person. Happiness, of course, is also pursuing meaningful goals and achieving them. Goals are important to your happiness because when you are pursuing those goals, when you're tracking them, when you're celebrating them, when you're enjoying the process, you are promoting your happiness. Because happiness is not in a destination when you arrive there. No, happiness is in the process, because the science of happiness has also shown that people who envisage happiness as a destination, when they get to that destination, after some time, they become so relaxed. It like feels like normal and they want more. So happiness is in the process. That's why you see people who want money, when they make 10 million, they want 100 million. People will say, oh, if only I can just pass my exams, I will be happy. When they pass the exams, yes, they will be happy, but momentarily, because after some time, that success at the exam loses its power to keep them happy. So on this show, we will be exploring how to pursue meaningful goals and how to achieve them. They say health is wealth, and in the world of happiness, health is happiness. So on the show as well, we will be exploring how to maintain a healthy lifestyle so that you can be at your best. So hey, the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show is coming to you to help you boost your happiness, boost your life satisfaction, promote your emotional and mental well-being, and of course, make you live your authentic life. The path to happiness really is a choice, but it's a choice on how you think, how you feel, and how you act intentionally and consistently. And because we're in life will throw different things at you. Even when you have resolved that you're going to be intentional, some things could happen that will make you not be so intentional. So on the Intentional Architecture of Intentional Happiness show, we will be talking real life things. No holds barred, no forming. We're just going to keep it real and share the things, our struggles, our successes, our near wins, our victories, and ultimately, we will be. This show is to empower you to be your authentic self. Hey, I'm not coming on this show to say, hey, be like Dima, because honestly, there is no one that can be like Dima, because I am the only authentic queen of happiness. You get that? So on this show, you'll be learning to be yourself. You'll be learning to be your authentic self. You'll be gathering tools that will help you be yourself, enjoy every emotion, be your authentic self, show up in the world that in the way you want to show up. Again, this show is coming at a time when you need to learn the evidence-based skills, tools, and interventions. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying stuff about happiness, stuff about emotional well-being, and I congratulate everyone that is on this movement to help people optimize their lives. Everyone is doing an amazing job. On the Architecture of Intentional Happiness, aside from my life experiences, I will be sharing specifically brain science based tips on how to be happier. So this show is actually a science-based show. Yeah, we're going to be making the science of happiness, breaking it down into little bits of happiness. We're going to be chunking it down in ways that they are easily replicable, easily applied. And above all, it's not just any show that I'm going to be hosting. On this show, we will be ending each episode with an exercise because honestly, I used to be a person who was at that place where I was gathering a lot of information, and all of that. And at the time, I had to sit down and say to myself, what's the productivity level that I have personally with all of this personal development? And so I had to put action to paper and decide on what to do with everything I'm learning. So what makes the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show different is that at the end of every show, we will agree on an exercise to do, an action to take, one action that you're going to take that you will begin to see instant results in your happiness, instant results in your relationship, instant results in the choices you're making, instant results in your life generally. So hey, I'm excited about this. So how do you get the best from the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show? Honestly, you may not be someone who likes to journal, but if I'm going to give you my candid advice, I would say get a happiness journal. Yeah, specifically for you. Now, what will you be doing with that journal? That journal will be just like I said for you. Anytime you listen or watch the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show, you are going to write on your journal specifically the things that resonated for you, the things that jumped out for you, but most specifically, the action steps you're going to take. So like today, you listen to me. What jumped at you? What resonated with you? And what step would you want to take? That is what you will articulate in your happiness journal. Secondly, to get the best out of this broadcast, you need to listen with an intention. Hey, don't just come on board to listen because, hey, you want to get a glimpse of the Queen of Happiness. I know I'm cool like that. Yeah. But hey, it doesn't really do you much good that you see my face. What will benefit you and make you happier is that you take action. So talk to yourself. Reflect inwardly and say to yourself, why do I want to listen to the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show? So to get the best from this show, you need to be here for yourself. Yeah, I know you want to glean tips to share with your husband, to share with your wife, to correct your children, to show your friends that you are woke and you know what is happening and in the world and all that. It's okay to want to influence others, but let's start it from us. So for this, when time you're listening and watching this show, please be here for yourself. Gather the tools that will help you be a better person, because when you're radiating happiness, you will be in that position to influence the people around you and then cascade it to the world in general. Thirdly, to get the best out of this, make sure that you follow through with the series. Every Monday I'll be dropping hot topics that can make you happier, that can make you understand yourself, your relationships better, and optimize your happiness and life satisfaction. You don't want to miss out on any of them. You want to make it a date with me every Monday and glean as many evidence-based tools and skills and interventions that can make you happier and more satisfied with your life. So if you have more questions on how to optimize this show, how to get the best of it, or perhaps there are some hot topics about life, about serenity, about bliss, about happiness, about life satisfaction, about relationships that has been burning in your heart, wait I'm here to answer them. So just drop them for me, maybe privately, maybe under here, or even you could send an email to me at happydimmanwobi@gmail.com. Happydimmanwobi@gmail.com. I will drop the email address. Just send me those burning questions, those thoughts that you have about happiness, relationships, and I will incorporate them into the show. Remember, this show is not for me, it's for you and for me, because we're in this thing together. You can be rocking your happiness and I won't rock mine. Nah, let's do this together and make the Architecture of Intentional Happiness show rock. This show is not just about the Queen of Happiness, it's about all of us. It's about you, it's about me, it's about boosting our productivity, it's about boosting our happiness, it's about boosting our mental and emotional well-being, and above all, it's about rocking our happiness. So stay tuned with me every Monday for a dose of happiness. Remember, a choice to be happy is a choice to live intentionally. So go live intentionally, keep rocking your happiness, set your notifications, and be part of the greatest show on happiness, coming to you from the stable of the Queen of Happiness and the creator of the Architecture of Intentional Happiness. So before I sign out, I want to say one thing: rock your happiness, because you know what? You got only one life to live and nobody can be like you. Remember, choose to be happy, live intentionally.